Good morning, everybody. Redo. So we're redoing the bag, the infamous tote bag, where we had to do it in 2 parts because I did not have coffee. So today we have remitted that, and I have coffee.
I will probably delete those YouTube videos once this one is up.
So those will be deleted, and this one will be the replacement. And hopefully everything goes perfectly.
Yay! So we're making tote bags today.
Yes, we are. So we're making an 18-inch tote bag with some batting in it just to give it a little stability. These are designed to be the quick bags that you take to the grocery store, or you go somewhere that doesn't allow plastic, and you just whip them out and carry your stuff. All right, guys. So to get started, we have here some material. We have our sewing machine, our thread. I'm choosing neon green because of the fabric, and you'll see why. So I have cut a 3.5 inch by width of material. This is going to be my straps, and we will put that together in a minute. You need 2 18-inch squares of the lining material, and we're going to need 2 18-inch squares of our outer material, and I did put some batting on them.
Yep. And we love our 505. We attached that with 505 spray base.
Yes, we did. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the iron set up because we are going to have to work on the straps, and we are going to be cutting some.
Hey. So, she's taking my recording platform.
I am. I'm going to get my iron nice and toasty. And while that's warming up, I'm going to go ahead and set up my cutting station.
Yay.
In the meantime, listen, what you been up to?
Oh, I'm working on a mini quilt. It's cute. And not too many.
I know which quilt it is, and I cannot wait to see it in person.
It's going to be really cute. And I got a, heat-resistant batting to put in it so I can have it as like a little casserole sit-down thing. These batiks are such a pretty background.
Aren't they?
Too bad we have so many that they don't all fit on the shelf.
I'm telling you, it's time to do another batik quilt. I love batik quilts. They make me happy.
Also, for anybody not familiar, we are recording today at Asheville Cotton Company.
Yes, we are.
Which is why we've got, a pile of remnant fabric here and fabric in the floor. But I will say this is our first pre-recorded video. The main reason I want to do that, honestly, is because when I record live Facebook videos, I can't do the video upright. Or I have to do the video upright. I can't do it sideways like this. So, I figured this would be a much better format for the YouTubes.
Plus, if I make a mistake, we can fix it.
Hopefully I won't have to edit this video, though. We'll see.
So what you saw me do real quick is I'm just giving my piece of batting and fabric a good press. Just because it got a little wrinkled from sitting here last night. I folded them up. I shouldn't have, but
it happens.
It happens. So I'm just going to give it a quick press. And for those of you who are curious, this is Tula Pink's Zuma collection. We still have this in the pink colorway and in the green colorway and a couple of the little pieces.
As of right now in March 2021 anyway.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to take my piece of material, 3.5 inches by width of fabric for my handles. And this will do both handles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that in half, just like that. And I'm going to give it a good old-fashioned press. And I'm just going to come all the way down. Ooh, nice and warm iron. I love it. My fingers are cold this morning. And press, press, press. Pressy, press, press. And yes, you have to make noises while you do this, otherwise it does not count. And we're going to bring this down here.
I feel like ironing is always my least favorite part, especially when it comes to making binding.
Agreed. So now I want to take this, and I'm not going to do the whole thing because I can do this by my hands. I'm just going to gently fold that into the center. Fold this into the center to that press line that I just made.
Yay.
And then I'm going to fold it this direction. And I'm just going to give this top 5-ish inches or so a good press as my guide point because I can sit there and do that at my machine.
Yay. So we're just turning the raw edges into that center fold that we just made.
And now you go sit down and start sewing.
Yay.
We're up to the fun point already.
Now, as much as we love Starbucks, this isn't free advertising. We do drink a lot of Starbucks since there is one, 50 feet from our shop. Right.
Okay. So I do have my knee lift in because unlike some people, I love my knee lift.
I know.
I find you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
I think there's a place and time for it, which is not always.
This is a good time for it because I'm going to go ahead and fold that in, use my knee lift to drop my foot, and I'm going to sew a straight seam, and every once in a while I'm going to need to stop and do my quick fold. And I actually prefer this method. I know a lot of people have the bias makers. If you have one big enough to do this, yeah, it's a good option.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that jelly roll rug maker tool that a lot of people had, this is a good use for it too.
Definitely.
And I'm just going to do a straight stitch. Straight. Okay. And I'm going to stop and I'm going to do, I work about 8 inches or so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't work a lot. Just come in here, fold, and tuck. And then I'm just guiding this in. Tuck it there, tuck it straight. Okay, and I'm going to do it once more. So this is really a very easy bag, and once you get the hang of it, you can pop these things out.
Mm-hmm. And you can start playing with the sizes as well.
Yep. So 18 is a good tote bag, and you can make, that would be a good school bag, that would be a good grocery bag.
Are you like me? I never carried a backpack once I was in like middle school. I always just carried a tote bag or a gym bag.
I had a side bag that I literally had from the 7th to like the 10th grade.
Ooh, like a crossbody.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. And then I got my senior year JanSport bag.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that thing. It's black. Alright. That was legit the best backpack I ever got. And foldy fold again. Okay.
All right, so that whole piece is top stitched so that we don't have any raw edges. We now have a handle.
So traditionally you can go on at the next step, but I like to put another strip on the other side just because it holds it down better.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, that thread is pretty too, so.
Yes, it is.
And now you can just kind of floor it.
Yep. Sydney picked out my neon green thread.
I think it's funny that a needle is a lot like a helicopter on screen, how it kind of looks like it's not moving because it's moving so fast.
I never checked that, but I'm going to have to see it now. Done.
All right, hold it still for a second so we can see that thread. Oh, I love it. I just love neon, and that's going to match the neon in the shells.
Yes, it is. Okay, so now I'm going to take my favorite pair of scissors, whatever that current pair happens to be, and trim this little hair away. Got a little hair. And I'm going to pull it over here to where I can see how my selvages are. And I am just going to come in here and cut.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye selvages. And then I'm going to take this, make sure that it's not twisted in any way, shape, or form. Find the exact center point. Take that lovely pair of scissors again and snip. And voila, 2 handles ready to go.
Yay! Cute.
So I'm going to stick that over
This is going to be a cute bag. And why did we choose seashells?
because I'm going to the beach.
Yay. Even though it's still winter.
Hey, it's still a beach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the beach and I am going to nature preserves and I'm avoiding people and it's going to be wonderful.
As you should be. But I will say we qualify for vaccines in 3 weeks.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Same.
Do everything I can to get one. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I am putting my lining pieces right sides together. And I am going to go in here. So on my lining piece, I want to come in and sew 1/4 inch. Once again, knee lift is your friend, despite what it says.
Oh, I'm not a knee lift hater. I just don't use it.
I love my knee lift. I get super twitchy if I don't have my knee lift. Even though I did forget to wear my needle stops in the down position so I could use it.
Ah.
And I'm using one of our smaller Berninas. This is a classroom or a beginner model.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very similar to the model that I have, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing the full side of the bottom of the lining piece, and then I'm only going to do about 3/4 of the bottom. I want to leave just enough in the center for me to get my hand through, because I'm going to be pulling that bag inside out.
All right, and I'm going to ask you to show us that once you have all the edges sewn.
I'm going to sew forward.
Less than halfway down.
Right there. And I'm actually going to needle up real quick.
So you get spoiled by those machines that have built-in scissors.
Yes, you do. I will agree to that.
I saw you reaching for a button that wasn't there. All right, and then we're going to skip, I would say, probably, what, 3-4 inches?
3 to 4 inches.
Enough that you'll be able to turn it right side out.
And I'm going to make sure that bottom piece is even. Then I'm going to come over here. Oops, it's not even. Hold on. Get that even.
Riley might not have cut those perfect either. She cut it in half with scissors.
Yeah, it's okay. I can finagle it. It's a tote bag. There is no exact science on this thing.
For sure.
Okay. Now I'm going to sew.
And at the corner, yep.
Pivot. And that is one thing I love about the tote bag is it is so forgiving.
Mm-hmm. I love forgiving projects.
Okay, even that up there. And we're gonna lift and cut. And then, so I have the 2 sides completely sewn, and then if I stick my hand down the center, my hand comes out.
Yep. Hand size hold in the bottom, and that's because we're going to need to turn this right side out once the bag is put together.
Correct. Okay, now, for the batted pieces, I'm actually going to do some quick quilting.
Yay!
So I'm just going to do some straight line quilting, nothing fancy or anything like that.
Also, I know you need your left hand to drive it, but we can't see the needle.
Sorry.
Hey, Bernina's feed really straight anyway.
That's true. I'm just going to lift, pull out some thread, come over here, position right where I want it to start, and we're going to go to down again. And one good thing about this bag in particular, especially with the quilting, is I can be as liberal as I want to with it.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing, lift and pull. And I will go back and trim all those jump cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm just eyeballing that distance right now. I could get out a seam guide and be real accurate, or I can just be lazy and do this.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's artistic interpretation.
Yep. And neon green thread was a really good option.
I love, this would be cute too if you did like a little wavy quilting like Tiska did on her big quilt.
Yep.
Sorry, words. I haven't drank all of my coffee yet this morning.
Guys, we are addicted to the coffee bean.
Not the worst thing to have to need every day.
That is true.
This is going to be really cute. Is this one for you or Ashley?
This is Ashley. She likes pink. I like teal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from my best friend. We're going to go down to the beach and just spend a weekend together and just relax.
Mm-hmm. I think after the past
year.
Oh my goodness, it's been 51 weeks since I first shut down. Life is weird sometimes.
And we've already got all our hand sanitizer. We're double masking.
Yay! Good, good, good.
Like, we've got all the precautions. And she's lucky. She works in the medical industry. So she has her vaccine.
Nice.
At least her first one.
I'm also buying you guys pepper spray because two pretty young ladies by yourself.
Oh, believe me, they would take one look at me and be like, oh, never mind.
Hush.
Honestly, I plan on spending most of my day at the beach, just going, oh, ocean.
I feel like you're going to be extremely safe in Hilton Head anyway.
Yep. I'm going to be extremely sunburnt when I come back.
Yay. Sunscreen, young lady. Premature aging? Come on.
We're too late for that.
No. I tell you, that's the main reason I quit going to the tanning beds. Because I did that in college and I don't know why.
Because we're not that smart in college.
God, that's the truth.
Plus, this is an early birthday present for myself.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday's in April. Which is the best month to be born in, I might add. October's a close second.
Mm-hmm. April's too wet for me.
But we get May showers afterwards. Or,
Mayflowers?
Mayflowers, yeah.
Yeah.
Focusing on my clothes.
But October has all of the leafies and the pumpkin spice.
Just
Ooh, let me
streamlined.
zoom out. That's pretty.
I like the green.
I love that thread. Very nice.
Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to come in here with my scissors.
And trim.
Trim up those little flyaways. And toss them on the floor because someone will vacuum eventually.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, back when we had classes, we used to have to vacuum back here every day.
Yes, we did.
Oh, especially after we did like a shredded art class.
That
Then
was one of the best classes ever.
our carpet turned into shredded art.
Kinda.
I miss teaching. I'm already like thinking about embroidery classes that I want to do.
I can say the Zoom class is not the worst idea.
Mhm.
I've definitely enjoyed it, and I think my students are too.
I'm really personally not great with technology. I think I'm gonna wait until I can teach in person.
I definitely figured out what you need, and you definitely need 2 cameras.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing, internet's just not reliable.
Yeah, I was having trouble connecting this morning too. I had to connect to our main internet because the extension wasn't working.
All right, and we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did over there, over here. So we're just gonna come in here, straight line. And here's the biggest question of all, how's Nessie?
She is wonderful and adorable. My cat is precious. Oh my goodness, and her first birthday's in like a week.
And what are we doing for her birthday?
I don't know. I need to get her like a little hunk of tuna or something, like fresh tuna. I spoil my cat. She's my baby.
I mean, as long as she doesn't eat a whole loaf of bread again.
Yeah, yeah. When we first got her, she was about 10 months old a couple months ago, and we've had to start putting away all of our groceries in closed cabinets. We used to keep our bread and fruit out, but she stole our hamburger buns and ate a whole hamburger bun and part of the plastic overnight while we were asleep. So, she also... I sleep with earplugs sometimes, especially in the winter when we don't have the air conditioner running because Brandon snores sometimes. She has taken not a liking but a loving to my earplugs, and she will like sniff around in the little dish next to my bed trying to hunt down earplugs for her to chew on. Animals are gross.
Yes, they are, but we love them. Your cat is a cute little heathen.
That and stealing cotton swabs out of the bathroom trash. So something about earwax.
Mine steals the cotton swabs, but she wants to bath them around the house.
Mm-hmm. And then gets mad when I take them from her.
Yep. I mean, your cat's pretty spoiled. She's got a pumpkin with a heating pad.
Yeah. Riley was telling me about a heating pad for cats that's weight activated so that like just the cat gets on it and it turns on, and I think that's a genius idea and I need to get her one.
We're in the wrong industry. We should come up with cool cat things.
Oh, I'm sure I could. But hey, we could make them too.
That's true.
I just want to show everyone this thread. It looks kind of yellow on camera, but this is a neon green, like neon green that matches the shells in the piece that she's sewing on. I love thread. I love colored thread.
I will admit, when she said neon green, I was kind of skeptical, but I love it.
Mm-hmm. And it matches the brightest part of that piece so well.
Still a pink, man.
Gosh, if it was me, I would slap like some decorative stitches in that quilting too, because I just love thread. Never would have thought, 6 years ago I was working in health insurance, and now I'm like, I love thread.
And it's amazing that you become a thread snob.
Oh, absolutely. Goodness.
Okay, and I did cut my batting a little large on these pieces, so I am going to trim it up.
Yeah.
Just even it up.
Just square them up, yeah. And when we assemble this, what are we going to do?
We're not going to mess it up.
Twice.
In my defense, I had no coffee that day. And it was hot and we were running late.
Yeah, a late start is never good either. I think that's going to be another beneficial thing to pre-recording these.
So that we can start when we're ready.
Which is never quite as early as we plan.
Okay. And I'm just getting rid of my little flyaways.
Just like today, Bethany got caught in traffic.
I did. Like, what was that? I think that was the first time I've ever been caught in that little traffic jam right there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Starbucks would reassess their line.
Oh, I know. People fuss about it every day, but our Starbucks, the traffic, the line to our Starbucks usually runs down to the stoplight.
Which is where I got caught today. Right.
Oh, that's where you were stuck.
Yep.
I thought you were at the other red light.
Nope. Right, I'm going to go cut these up and...
That makes more sense. I'm going to follow you. Ugh.
So all I'm doing, I made my batting just a hair larger, so because I'm right-handed, I'm going to go on this side.
And trim everybody down to a nice square 18 inches.
Yep.
Gosh, that's pretty.
Oh, I adore this. This is going to be so cute.
Oh, Ashley's going to love it too.
I hope she does.
Ooh, I need to get some of that neon thread for something. That is my absolute favorite color.
Well, you can have the remainder of my spool.
It matches the ruler.
Yes, it does, actually.
Didn't think about that.
This will be the color I do my hair next.
Oh, you would have to bleach it so light, though.
That is the real reason why I don't do a lot of the more brighter colors, is that bleach destroyed my hair before.
I've seen a Brad Mondo video where somebody dyed their hair with highlighters.
Why?
It ended up really pretty. It wasn't neon, though. It was very pastel, but it was very pretty.
I feel like that's something a bored teenager did.
Absolutely. It would be cool to have, like, truly neon yellow-green hair, though. Not on me, but you can do it.
Like the Billie Eilish hair.
Ooh, even more yellow.
All right, guys.
Yay.
Back over here we go. Now that these are even, I'm going to put them, I'm going to keep the direction going the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to line these up. And I'm going to line these up. Okay. Let's see.
So this piece doesn't get an opening in the bottom like the lining, right?
Correct.
So this one we're going to seal 3 sides. Oh, bless you.
Thank you. They said, I was watching the news this morning, and today is the highest alert day for pollen for tree allergy.
Ooh, I can believe
Why
that.
I'm sneezing today.
And I haven't taken any allergy pills.
Yep. Everyone always forgets that the mountains, oof, we get some good allergies. God, do you remember that one year everything was yellow?
Yes.
That was the worst year. Okay, this one I will give a little helping hand to, because that's a lot of layers to go through. Especially if I can keep that straight. Although there is this thing that if you sew a project with blood, sweat, and tears, everyone's going to love it. So
I remember one time I was putting a quilt together here for my ex many years ago, and Paula came up and said that if I put a hair inside of it before I quilted, that, you know, it wouldn't make the relationship whatever permanent. I broke up with him though, so you know.
Maybe it was his hair you needed?
No, she said to put my hair in it.
That also comes with the wisdom of knowing when to leave.
And then, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it.
Also, oh my gosh, I've been trying online dating. Let me tell you, that is a hot mess.
I rewrote Bethany's dating profile for her yesterday. Oh, because she doesn't give herself enough credit. But yeah, I think online dating is a hot mess. I definitely used to do that. But then I met my current wonderful boyfriend very ironically because I was talking during a movie in the theater.
This is why I don't take you to the movie. Wasn't that the one that Katie fell asleep in it?
It was. Yeah, it was The Nun.
Yep.
And Katie was asleep and I was making fun of the movie to you and he was sitting behind us.
I love it. Alright. Now then. Bring this up and cut. Okay, so we are going to go slice up my hard work. Because why not?
Oh no!
So I want these to have a boxed bottom. So in order for them to have a boxed bottom, I need to cut out a portion of them. So I'm going to take my ruler here. Wish I had my little ruler. And I'm going to measure about 2 inches. I'm going to measure a little 2-inch chunk. And I'm going to come in here. Cut.
And I'm assuming, but I assume that that's something that you could cut larger or smaller if you want more or less. Yeah.
I found that 2 inches works the best.
Because that gives you a 4-inch wide bottom.
And is it bad that I'm modeling these after how many books I can fit into it?
No, that sounds like you.
And I'm sitting here going, that's a lot of wasted real estate. 2 inches is enough to kill me. Go around this side so I don't give you all bad habits. Never cut towards yourself, always away.
I would have just tried to do it left-handed and failed.
Alright, and I'm going to do the exact same thing to my lining piece. Now make sure you have the one that has the hole in it.
Yeah, and make sure you're cutting it at the bottom. And hopefully not cutting into that hole.
Alright. Alright. And I'm going to come over here, do the exact same thing. And yeah, I'm going to do it.
It's possible. Just be careful. Cutting your fingertip off is not fun, I promise.
It's not.
Oddly enough, I cut my fingertip off cutting paper, though. Don't use a rotary blade for paper for lots of reasons.
Yeah. And always close your blade.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing's worse than a civilian getting cut.
Civilian.
Alright.
And we're back.
We're back to my favorite home. But we shouldn't be moving much from now on. So, now I'm going to box the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto the center chunk.
And pop it open.
And create a straight line where I cut. And I'm going to go ahead and position my fabric.
Find the sweet spot where those seams line up.
Yep. Nest your seams.
I always forget to say nest your seams. Someone told me it was a sweet spot and it clicked for me.
And then I'm just doing a standard top stitch.
Yep, and that's going to be on all 4 places that you just cut.
Correct.
And then we are going to place right sides together. Bethany.
Hush. Alright, I am going to go over that like 2 times just because that's a lot of pressure point.
Oh, yeah. Although, that would also be a good place for a secret pocket.
It would.
I've always wanted to do that. Have like a secret pocket in the bottom of a bag lining.
That's exactly where all my quarters would end up.
Fair, true, and receipts.
Like legit, all that would be in there is trash and quarters. Okay. Be my secret hoard. Okay, and I'm going to fold this direction. And we're going to come in here again, drop that down. And we're going to go straight. That takes a little longer than I expected it to. Okay. Lift and cut. And now my lining is perfect.
Yay.
And you do want to go ahead and give it a little test to make sure you didn't miss a spot.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's nothing in life worse. Morning, Robin.
I can think of a couple things worse, but
Only
Yeah,
2, though.
And then we're going to take our outer piece and do the exact same thing.
That reminds me of the first time I went to the beach as a little kid. I think I was 4 years old. I don't know how this connected in my brain except that you're going to the beach. But I had these gorgeous Barbie jelly shoes.
Yes, love those things.
And I was wearing them into the ocean. I couldn't swim. I still can't swim, you know. And the ocean sucked one of the Barbie jellies off of my foot.
Oh.
I was devastated. The rest of my day was ruined because I was far more concerned about my Barbie shoe than I was about being at the beach.
Let's be honest here, I would have agreed.
And I think we ended up just taking the other one and chucking it into the ocean too, which, looking back, bad thing to do.
I think at the time that was the only thing your parents could do. I'm pretty sure they told you something along the lines of, oh, a mermaid will get it.
Mermaids don't have feet.
5-year-olds.
They do have treasures, though.
Exactly. That was part of their treasure trove.
Those
Those Barbie jelly shoes.
They were pink and sparkly. Like, who wouldn't want that?
That would have been a great treasure trove item. Parents know when to choose their battles. I have a feeling that was one of them where they were like, nope, not worth it.
Oh. It won't surprise you to know I was a little crybaby.
I was that kid that was constantly barefoot. And as an adult, I'm still constantly barefoot unless I'm at work.
Mostly same.
All right. And I'm going to go through here, double check, make sure everything is perfectly boxed. Now comes the fun part.
Where we messed up 2 times the first time we did this.
Now, all right, so I have turned my bag right side out and I've popped out both of my corners. And I'm going to pop it open like that. Now, I'm going to take the right side of my lining, it's on the inside.
Put it on like a sock.
Yep. So
Right sides together.
This is where I made my mistake last time, guys, but I learned.
This is also when it's really great to have a free arm on your sewing machine.
Yep.
For really any kind of bag or sleeve or anything that has a circle opening.
I left my pins over there. Hold on.
You don't need pins.
I do. Specifically because I got to put the handle in this step.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll be right back, guys.
We'll go get pins.
Pins are your friend. Don't listen to Sydney.
After you sew through one and have a pin fly at your face, not fun.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to sew through the pins, so. Okay. I'm going to take my flower head pins. And this is why I'm not worried. I'm going to line up these 2 seams. And I'm going to pin those together. Okay, where'd it go? There to go. It matches my hair.
We're professionals.
Yes, we are. Do the same thing over here.
So we are pinning our corner seams together so those don't slip around, and then we are going to pin our handles where they go.
So I'm going to find the spots that I want my handle to go.
I am a terrible person and would 100% not use pins though.
Yes, she is. But you know what? I still love her anyway.
You know, I sew by the seat of my pants.
So I'm going to put this one roughly here. And I'm going to pin that down. Okay, then I'm going to reach in and make sure that I don't twist the
handle.
I'm going to come in here, do this side.
This is going to be so cute.
And then I'm going to go in on the other side and do the same thing. Okay. And I'm going to pin and pin. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. So that is going to line up there, that is going to line up there. And perfect. And I'm going to take a quick coffee break because coffee. Right now is the perfect time to trim off all these little flyaway hairs. If you have the flyaway hairs, you want to just go in here and trim them out because this is going to be one of the last times you're going to get them. So if you see them, get them. Perfect. And I'm just going to, I know I'll never see these, but it'll bug me. So now that everything is completely trimmed, I'm going to actually put on a mask real quick, everybody. We're going to take a small break.
Yep, shop just opened. All right, sorry about that for anybody that does need to see mouths. One day we'll figure out closed captioning too. I think.
Yes, we will.
Does YouTube have an automatic closed caption feature?
Yeah, but it's very entertaining.
Yeah, not great.
Yep. All right, so I have officially pinned everything. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to bring our machine forward and we are going to top stitch. So I have my free arm system going and I'm going to start right behind one of the seams, the join seams, and I'm going to drop and we're going to slowly go and make sure you're only going through one layer because you do not want to
sew your back shut. Yeah, let's not do that.
And make sure you stop and take out the pen.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
And then where you find your handles, back stitch over them and then go over them one more time.
Yeah, reinforce those.
Okay. And then we're going to do straight stitch. I promise I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way.
Oh, you're good. Looks good.
Okay.
I probably don't have the best angle, but I'm happy that the camera is not shaking, so.
Back stitch, forward stitch, and reposition our bag. And if necessary, take out your pen and really properly reposition. Halfway there.
Yay! Ooh, we're so close to done.
Got a couple more steps to do.
We're going on, I think, a little under 40 minutes right now.
Perfect.
And that's taking your time explaining steps and trimming things up. I think once you get this down, you can easily get one done in 20 or 30 minutes, tops.
Easily.
Yeah.
And if you assembly line these, you can get it done real fast.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I'm going to take that out. And use clips if you have them at home. I only have pens here at the shop.
I do love clips. I do use Wonder Clips.
Okay. I'm going to stop and reposition that because it's starting to drag a little bit over there. And I'm going to take out my final pin since I'm right here.
Yay!
And done. So I'm going to turn my hand wheel towards me. Cut. I say cut. And then before I move on to the next step, I'm just going to stick my hand up in the hole and just kind of work my way around and make sure that I didn't miss a stitch. So if a finger pops through, then I know I need to go back and redo.
Looks good.
That was a horrible rhyme, but I love it. Okay. And then let's go this direction. And I'm also giving the handles a tug as I go through.
Just making sure everything's put together well before we seal that bottom.
Correct. All right. So now that I got my hand in here, I'm just going to gather the main body of the bag.
And turn it all right side out.
Yep. And I'm just going to slowly and gently coerce it out.
Oh, it's so pretty. So cute.
I love it. All right.
Only 2 more steps.
So next step is I'm going to take my bottom and I'm just going to tuck that in there. Kind of like that.
And top stitch.
Correct. And this whole bag can be completed with a 1/4" foot on. About set at 57 foot, but that's specific if you have a Bernina.
So right now we're just sealing the lining of the bag now that it's right side out so that you don't have that accidental secret pocket in the bottom.
But if you want secret pockets for quarters and candy and trash.
Honestly. And then the last stuff's just going to be to top stitch that top edge. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so cute.
And
that's a good little beach bag.
I love it. And this is incredibly important to do the top stitch because that is what's going to seal everything inside. And real quick, I'm just going to
Trim.
shimmy and give that a little trim, give that a little trim. Like, nobody will ever see this, but
it's still less loose threads to get caught on stuff.
Exactly. So I'm going to grab this and we're going to tuck it inside.
Yay!
Which is a little easier said than done.
Yeah.
There we go. And grab my 2 corners.
Give her a shake.
Give it a little bit of a shake.
Cute.
A lot of bit of shake. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start on a corner. And there's 2 ways to do this. You can either have a little inch or so of the lining peeking up, or you can pull it down to where the lining is fully hidden. I like to have mine fully hidden. And we're just going to do a standard straight stitch. Now this one you will have to do in small sections because you are going to have to tuck and make sure everything's in there where it needs to be. Make sure your handles are over here, not being top stitched down.
How would you know? Have you done that before?
Maybe. Now when you get to the handles, you may have to lift and
kind of maneuver it through.
get a little assistance in getting that underneath.
Yeah, and this is doable on a small machine. If that's too many layers, you can just kind of help it out and pull it through.
Yep. And we're going to go ahead and go. Give that a lift. And we are almost done.
It's a cute bag. I love your fabric choices.
I love it. This is so cute. Plus, I mean, you could really go crazy with this and use, this would be a good use of your fat quarter stash. 4 fat quarters, different print on each side, and you'd have a perfectly adorable reversible bag.
I'm working on a patchwork to make one of these bags right now. I think that'll be cute.
Okay, almost done. I'm just gonna tuck that guy back down in there where he belongs. And there's my join.
Yay!
Done.
Love it.
Needle up. Come cut. And
Trimmy
we're gonna
trim.
And then we are completely
Model our new tote bag.
done. Give that a little trim. And ta-da! Tote bag. Super simple. So this is an 18-inch tote bag, and as you can see, I have larger arms, and it fits through my arm perfectly.
It's so
now, if you
cute.
want larger or longer thread handles, it's totally possible to do that. 3.5 inch will give you this nice little thickness. I have done as big as 6 inches before, and that is a real nice, thick, sturdy handle. And you can bat them, you can put stabilizer in them as well. But otherwise, this is perfect, and it will hold books, it'll hold everything I need. I love it!
Yay! All right, cute finished project.
There you go, guys.
If y'all make
Super
these, we
simple.
want to see them too.
Yes,
Always, you
please.
can email pictures to ashevillecottonco@gmail.com
Yep.
or our personal email, stitchwitcherygirls@gmail.com. We want to see what you make.
Please and thank you, guys.
All right, bye.
Have a good one. Bye.